Golden Radio Hour.
Wait a minute. Have you heard the strange tales of the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
You cops are going to be on the scene of a crime instead of coming in after it's all over. Tonight, I'm going to do a little exterminating.
Sunday night, and again CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the story of the Double Cross. It is Christmas Eve in the big, lonely city of New York. Outside, the snow falls in huge floating flakes. Inside an apartment, young Joe Blake sits on the floor before a small Christmas tree with his 4-year-old nephew, Timmy. Joe's sister died 2 years ago, and for a while the child's father tried to look after Timmy. But being a detective lieutenant, the father, Steve, found it almost impossible. A year ago, young Joe had become involved with some hoodlums and would have gone to reform school but for Steve's intercession. Joe has kept out of trouble since then and has been living with Steve and taking care of the apartment and little Timmy.
When will Santa Claus come, Uncle Joe?
Well, I don't think he'll come until you go to sleep, Timmy.
How's he gonna get in?
Well, he comes down the chimney.
What chimney?
I never thought of that. Well, maybe he comes through the window.
They're all locked, Uncle Joe.
Well, I'll open one after you go to bed, kid. He'll get in. Don't worry about that.
Open the biggest one.
The biggest one? Why?
Well, I saw Santa Claus, and he's fat. And a pony is big, too.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't know about the pony, Timmy. Kind of scarce these days.
Huh?
Well, ponies are kind of extinct.
Well, I could keep my window open. No one would smell them.
Wouldn't you like to have a train just as well? If you don't get a pony, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Attaboy, Timmy. Well, you better go to bed now. It's after 11, and old Nick won't come unless he's sure you're asleep. How about it?
When is Daddy coming?
Oh, he'll be along soon. Come on, Timmy. You're going to turn in. There we are. Tucked in fine. Night, Timmy.
Don't forget to open the window.
I won't. I'll open them all.
Police call's on the other end of the dial, Joe.
Huh? Oh, hello, Steve. I didn't hear you come in.
Let me help you.
I wasn't looking for the police call.
No?
I just put Timmy to bed.
Why so late?
Oh, he wanted to see Santa Claus. He's going to be kind of disappointed in the morning.
How so?
Well, it's a pony.
Well, maybe you can buy him one, Joe.
Are you kidding?
No.
I don't get it. What's the matter with you, Steve? Something go wrong tonight?
Have you been here all evening?
Why, sure.
Haven't been out.
Don't I always stay with Timmy when you work late?
You didn't slip out for an hour or so while Timmy was asleep, huh?
No, why should I?
But you could have.
Sure I could, but I didn't.
Joe, when I got you out of that last scrape, I did it because I had a lot of faith in you, in your promises.
I still don't get it.
I was the one who got you that relief job in that department store. I vouched for you.
I know that. What about it?
Somebody opened the store's safe tonight. Somebody with slick fingers. Sensitive fingers like yours, Joe.
What? Why, I've been near the store since noon.
You sure?
Certainly, I'm not crazy. I've had my lesson.
I wish I could believe that.
I swear I haven't been out of this house. Why should you try to pin anything like this on me just because I'm working there during the holiday season?
I'm not trying to pin anything on you. Just has all the earmarks of your abilities to open a safe.
That's not fair, Steve. I'm through with that kind of stuff. I got plans. I'm going to make something useful of myself.
You're sure you weren't out of this place?
I swear I wasn't, Steve. I swear it.
Okay. I'll take a chance on it. I'm not on the case, but I heard about it. Now, look, they'll start checking on all the records of guys like you, and they'll probably drop around to see you tomorrow.
I didn't leave the house, Steve. I didn't.
Okay, but you got to have an alibi.
Well, Timmy was here.
No, Timmy's a baby. He won't count.
Oh, hello, Steve.
Why, evening, Captain. Come on in.
Yeah.
You know my brother-in-law, Joe.
Yeah, I remember him.
What can I do for you? Sit down. I was just ready to turn in, but sitting around reading for a couple of hours. Kind of drowsy.
Yeah? How long you been here, Steve?
Oh, I got off duty at 8. Been home since 8:30. Why?
How long has Joe been here?
Oh, he was here when I came in. He's been here all evening.
Hasn't been out?
Certainly not. What are you getting at, Captain?
Joe's been working mornings at Shelby's department store, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, their safe was open tonight around 9:30. They closed at 7:30. I thought we'd check up on the boys with sensitive fingers.
Joe? Why, he hasn't been out of the house. I'll swear to that.
You will?
Certainly I will. Ah, Joe's through with that kind of stuff.
Yeah? Well, then how would you explain this, Steve?
Why, where'd you get that cigarette case?
Wait a minute. Let's see that.
Sure. We found it beside the safe.
Joe, this is the case your sister gave you a year before last. I had your name engraved on it.
Yeah, but how did it get there? I've never been near this store safe.
No? Well, I suppose you just lost it somewhere.
When did you see that case last, Joe?
Oh, yeah. I had it this morning. As a matter of fact, I hadn't missed it.
You expect me to believe that, Steve?
No.
And you expect me to believe that you were here all evening?
No. You dirty little rat. You did pull that job.
No, I swear I didn't, Steve. I swear it.
You know what this means, Steve? You haven't been here all evening. You're lying. You're trying to furnish an alibi for Joe. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I know what it means. Sneaking little crook, I believed in him. Get him out of here. Get him out before I break his neck.
Steve, please, listen.
There'll be a hearing about you, Steve, in the morning.
But Joe can't explain how his cigarette case happened to be near the safe. He remembers having lunch with a few of the old gang. Maybe it disappeared then. But nothing can be proved. So Joe is convicted and sent to prison for 2 years. Steve is discharged from the police force and goes into seclusion, his heart filled with bitter hatred for Joe. 2 years pass, and Joe is released, determined to make a success of his life regardless of his past. Steve has disappeared, but Joe meets Della Kenton, daughter of wealthy John Kenton. Della persuades her father to engage Joe as his secretary.
Guess who, darling?
Huh? Why, I can't imagine. But if I could, I'd guess it was Della.
Well, you'd guess right. Are you going to type all day, Joseph?
No, not all day, darling. I'll be through in a few minutes.
I've got a message for you. I knew you were busy, so I answered the phone. It was a man, thank heaven, and he said to tell you that he'd located your friend Steve.
What? Did you get the address?
Yes, darling, but don't get so excited. Here it is, 454 East 17th Street. That's certainly a dilapidated part of town. Whom do you know who lives there?
A fellow I used to know. I've been trying to locate him for 2 years. Well, it is a sort of a cheap locality, isn't it?
May I go with you?
Oh, darling, I'd rather you didn't. I won't be gone long.
I hope not. And don't forget, Father is arriving on the midnight train, and he expects us to meet him.
Yeah, I remember. I'll be back soon.
All right, darling. I'll be ready.
So long, Della.
Just a moment. Haven't you forgotten something?
Have I? What?
Are you a married man?
Certainly not. That is, not yet.
Well, then don't act so much like one. Come back here and kiss me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Della, darling. I was so excited I forgot. Bye, dear.
That's better. Now you can go. Go on.
I won't be gone long.
I hope not, because I want to talk to you about Christmas.
Christmas?
Yes, we're going to give a Christmas party, and I want you to help me.
Oh, yes, of course, darling. I won't be long. Timmy. Well. How are you, baby?
Huh? What do you want?
Why, Timmy, don't you remember me? It's your Uncle Joe. Oh, gee, it's good to see you.
Uncle Joe? Gee, Uncle Joe.
By golly, I've been looking for you and your dad ever since, well, for over a year. Where's your dad?
I don't know. Someplace, I guess.
Yeah? How long you been in this place?
Oh, a long time.
What's Steve doing?
I don't know.
It's almost Christmas again, Timmy. Remember that last Christmas when you wanted a pony? What would you like to have most this Christmas? Huh? How'd you like a bicycle or a pair of skates? Or... Hey, what's wrong, Timmy? Why are you crying?
I'd like to have a bicycle,
Say,
but
what are you doing in bed at this time of the afternoon?
I couldn't ride a bicycle.
Timmy, what is it? Tell me, baby.
I don't know, Uncle Joe. I just can't walk.
When did this happen?
Last summer, first my foot wouldn't work, then my leg wouldn't work, and...
Oh, Timmy.
But I'll be all right pretty soon. Soon as Pop gets the money for the operation.
Of course you will, Timmy. You'll be all right in no time at all. Well, that must be Steve now. I'll close your door for a minute, Timmy. I want to talk to Steve.
You'll come back, Uncle Joe?
Yeah, I'll be back a lot now. Hello, Steve.
What are you doing here? Who let you in?
I walked in. Door was open.
Well, it's still open. Get out.
I've been looking for you ever since I got out.
What for?
I wanted to explain things. I'm sorry about what happened to you, Steve.
I don't want any explanations.
Hey, what's wrong with Timmy?
Are you going?
You look like you'd been drinking a lot, Steve.
So what?
You wouldn't be living in a place like this if you were working.
I'm getting by all right.
What about Timmy's operation? Can you take care of that?
I will.
Well, maybe I could help, Steve.
Well, you thieving little rat. I wouldn't take anything from you if Timmy and I both starved to death.
Don't be a fool, Steve. I haven't got anything, but I may be able to raise some money.
How? Open another safe? Now get out of here before I throw you out.
You're drunk, Steve.
I'm not drunk and I don't need you. Get out!
Okay, Steve. Okay, I'll go. But if you don't care about Timmy, I do.
Now, look, Timmy's got to be operated on within 30 days. It'll take $2,000, maybe more, and I'll get it. I won't steal it the way you would. And I'll get it. Now get out of here before I brain you.
So long, Steve. I'll be seeing you.
Dusk has descended as Joe leaves the cheap apartment and drives to the palatial estate of his fiancée, Della. He has decided to ask Della's father to lend him the $2,000. As he turns into the drive, a man steps out from beside the gate and stands before his car.
What do you want?
I want to talk to you, Joe.
Who are you?
Freddie Alside. You remember me, Joe?
What do you want, Freddie?
Mike Slavich wants to have a little gab fest with you.
Mike Slavich. Where is he?
Turn out your lights and turn off your motor.
What are you doing here?
Mike will tell you.
Hiya, Joe. How you doing?
What are you doing around here, Mike?
Want to talk to you. Mind if I get in? You've been doing all right since you got out, haven't you, Joe?
Well enough.
I'll say. Living in this big joint, engaged to old man Kenton's daughter. That's what I call climbing. You're the old man's secretary, ain't you?
Yeah, get to the point.
Old man Kenton's got a safe in that house. It's got a lot of rocks in it.
What about it?
We thought you might help us get them. You know the combination of the safe.
You're crazy. I wouldn't think of it.
We could change your mind. Couldn't we, Freddie?
Yeah, more ways than one.
Get out of this car.
You don't scare, eh, Joe?
No.
Well, we mean business. If that don't scare you, maybe something else will.
Think so?
We know a quiet little spot where no one would find you for weeks, if ever.
Well, a real gun. Shoulder holster and everything. We've come a long way since we were kids, Mike. Started out with the cap pistols, and now the real thing.
Yep. All you do is squeeze it. It squirts lead instead of water.
How far do you think you'd get if you did squeeze it?
We've never been pinched yet. No record, no fingerprints, no nothing.
First time for everything, huh? Cigarette, Mike?
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Oh. Get a load of the cigarette case, Freddie. Joseph from Della. Fancy stuff. Well, how about it, Joe?
Well, looks like I'm stuck. I think you guys mean business. What's your plan?
Old man Kenton's out of town. We walk in with you, you open the safe, take the rocks, and we all leave.
All leave?
We'll take you with us. We'll hide out for a day or so until they start looking for you. You'll be accused, you know.
Now, wait a minute.
Come on, get going, Joe. Out of that car and up the drive. Open it up, Joe. Quit stalling.
Okay. It's open.
Hand me the stuff.
There you are.
Thanks. Now, let's go.
Joseph, are you in the library?
Get out there and talk to her. Tell her you're leaving town for a few days. No monkey business. We'll be watching.
Yes, Della. I'll be right out.
Oh, where have you been, darling? We've got to meet that train.
Well, Della, I was... I'm sorry, but you'll have to meet your father alone. I got to run out of town tonight on business. I'll be back in a few days.
What? Well, when did this come up?
Just a few minutes ago. I'm going to drive.
Well, all right, darling, if you must. Will you be back in time for the Christmas party?
I hope so, Della.
Well, I'd better get to the station. The train will be in a few minutes.
Yeah. Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye, and take care of yourself, Joseph.
I'll try, darling.
As soon as she gets out the drive, we'll leave. You take my car, Freddie. I'll drive with Joe. Come on.
Now, 2 days later, the story of the jewel theft breaks in the newspapers. Joe Blake is suspected, and old man Kenton has offered a reward for the recovery of the stones and apprehension of Joe.
Gee, Mike, he's offering $10,000 for the recovery of the rocks and $2,500 for the capture of Joe.
I see. Well, we'll lay low for a few more days, then skip to Chicago and unload this stuff.
Why do that? You got a better deal right here in town.
How do you mean, Joe?
You'd make a lot more by collecting this reward than you would from a fence out of town.
You mean we go back to Kenton and hand over the stuff?
Why not?
Not a bad idea. But we'd have to take you with us and turn you in.
Well, certainly. You'd have to do that to prove how you found the jewels.
What's your plan?
Oh, look. You guys are a couple of private detectives, and you read about the reward, see? You just happened to spot me and grab me. Brought me back to Kenton. You turn over the stuff, and he pays off. I'll make a break for the door. You got to take a few shots at me to make it look real, but you shoot wild. I get away. Then later on, when the coast is clear, I'll drop around. That leaves you in the clear, and I don't get locked up.
I think it's a nutty idea. What if it don't work?
Shut up. That ain't a bad idea, Joe. I'll take you up on that. So, Mr. Kenton, me and my partner read about the theft and saw this guy's picture and happened to spot him in this lunchroom, so we nabbed him. Well, here he is, and there's all your jewelry.
Yes, this is all here, every bit of it. Check it over, Della. See if your jewels are all there.
Yes, Father. Nothing of mine is missing.
Very well. I suppose you want the reward?
Well, after all...
I'll give you this check for $10,000 now for the return of the stones, and I'll withhold the $2,500 until he is booked by the police and locked up.
Well, okay, but we captured him. What more do you want?
I prefer it that way. I want to be sure that he's locked up, and if he gets out in 20 years, it'll be too soon for me. You certainly pulled the wool over my eyes. And when I think that Della might have married you, an ex-convict.
Can't always judge a book by its cover.
It doesn't seem possible I could have been such an utter fool.
You got a lot of things to learn, Della.
The sooner you get him out of here, the better.
Well, here's your check, and
So
when...
long, Della.
He's getting away!
Come back here.
Why?
He's locked it from the other side.
He won't get far. I must have hit him.
Call the police.
Never mind. We'll get him. That $2,500 belongs to us. Come on, Freddie, out this window. He won't get far.
Do you think you hit him, really?
No, I missed him deliberately. Shot high. Now that I think about it, I'm just a sap. That was our chance to get rid of him. So illegally. He knows too much. I don't trust him.
Yeah, but we ain't really cops.
So what? Any citizen's got a right to catch a fugitive. Come on, we're going to get that baby.
Joe makes a getaway and heads for a little hotel where he hides out for another day. Then the papers break with another story, and Kenton has increased the reward for Joe's capture. Joe studies this over for a while and realizes the possibility of Mike's double-crossing him for the additional reward. He slips out for a while, then returns to his room around 8 in the evening.
Who is it?
Open up or I'll kick it down.
Steve.
Well, so here you are, the rat himself.
What do you want, Steve?
What do you think?
Are you back on the force, Steve?
I will be when I get through with you. Because of you, I got kicked out. And now you're the one who's going to set me back in harness again. Funny how things work out.
Oh, you know about the reward, do you?
Yeah, I do. Once a crook, always a crook. I knew you'd pull something sooner or later.
How's Timmy?
He's just going to be fine in a few days.
What do you mean?
He can have that operation now.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
You're not half as glad as I am. And the thing that pleases me most is the way I'm getting the dough. Boy, this rap is going to send you away for 20 years.
So what?
Get your hat and start walking. And don't try that fade-out stuff on me, because I like you so much, I'd as soon plug you as look at you. Thanks, Mr. Kenton. Thanks very much. I wouldn't have come out so soon, but, well, this money's a lifesaver.
How's that, Bradley?
My kid, Timmy's got to have an operation, and I didn't have a cent. Has to be done in a few days, or he won't live. Check's a real Christmas present.
Mr. Bradley, what do you think they will do with Joseph?
Oh, he'll get 20 years. Two-time loser.
What a shame.
I had a lot of faith in that boy. So did Della. I just can't understand it.
There's been some others who felt that way.
Well, what did he have to gain? He was engaged to Della, and he could have had everything. And he was very stupid to do what he did.
What do you mean?
Well, he took a chance on his life when he escaped from this room. He knew those two men had guns. Good thing for him that the big fella couldn't shoot straight.
They fired at him?
The big man did, as he went right through that door.
Look up above the door. All 3 shots near the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. You know, I'd say there was either very good shooting or he had a gun that kicked like a mule.
It wasn't a big gun. Snub-nosed revolver.
Snub-nose. Not a service pistol?
No, I'm sure it wasn't.
I may drop in on you in a few days, Mr. Kenton.
Certainly, Bradley. Anytime.
I want to ask you a few questions, Joe.
Did you collect the reward?
I did last night.
How's Timmy?
He went to the hospital this morning.
Oh, that's swell. Gee, I'm glad. Well, what do you want to know?
He didn't pull his job alone, Joe.
How did you arrive at that conclusion?
Who were those guys who captured you?
Said they were private detectives.
One of them was a swell shot. He placed every slug in the same spot, above the door, deliberately. They were in this with you, gagged to cop the reward that was sure to be offered. Otherwise, they'd have popped you in the doorway, you were to get away, and then all meet later and share the proceeds.
Yeah?
But in the meantime, they changed their minds, Joe, and decided to cut you out. They double-crossed you.
What do you mean?
How do you suppose I knew where you were hiding? A guy phoned me and tipped me off. They figured they had no police record. Nothing you could say would implicate him. They're safe. Why attempt to shield a double-cross you?
That's just what I figured those rats would do.
You might as well spill it, Joe, and determine to crack this case.
Yeah? What would happen if you cracked this one and another one besides? Set you up as a lieutenant again, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was forced to open that safe at the point of a gun.
Tell me another one, Joe.
If you want to grab the other 2 guys, I'll make a deal with you.
A deal?
Let me talk to your fingerprint expert and get me out of this cell.
Are you kidding?
I want you to take me to Old Man Kenton's. There's a Christmas Eve party going on there tonight.
I wouldn't trust you across the hall.
It means just as much to you as it does to me, and probably more. I'll guarantee results.
Okay. What's your plan?
I'll tell you on the way out to the Kenton place.
All right. Hey, Sergeant, let us out of here.
Come with me, gentlemen. Father's waiting for you in the library.
Looks like you're going to have quite a party here tonight, Miss Kenton.
Yeah, sure does.
Here are the 2 detectives, Father.
Oh, yes, yes. Come in, gentlemen. Come in. Close the door, Della. I sent for you men because you did a good job of capturing Joe Blake and returning the jewels.
Yeah?
I'm having quite a number of guests here tonight, and I've just received some disturbing news. Joe Blake has escaped.
Escaped?
Holy mackerel.
He may make another try to steal the jewels while we are occupied with our guests.
I see. You want us to see that nothing happened.
I want you fellas to stay here near the safe, and if he does come, grab him.
Sure. You won't have a thing to worry about.
Good. Come along, Della. Our guests are beginning to arrive.
All right, everybody, don't make a move.
Father!
Lay your guns on the desk, boys. Thanks. Get over the other side of the room, Della. You too, Kenton. Things might happen.
What's on your mind, Joe?
Spread your hands flat on that desktop, Mike. You too, Freddie, and keep them there. Make one move, and I'll drill you both, you dirty double-crossing rats. Forced me to open the safe at the point of a gun, and tipped off the cops so to find me. Because you were afraid I might horn in on the reward.
This guy must be nuts, Mr. Kenton.
Which one of you phoned Steve Bradley? Come on.
Well, I didn't, Joe. I thought you was going to contact
Shut
us.
up, you little dope.
Yeah, but he's mad, Mike. I don't want him to think I tipped the cops.
Shut up.
You did it, Freddie. You're the one.
No, honest, Joe, I didn't. I didn't. Please, Joe.
Open that safe, Kenton. I'm really taking those jewels this time. But I won't be bothered by Mike and Freddie.
Joe, I didn't do it, honest.
I'm going to place one right between your eyes, Freddie. Right between your eyes.
Joe!
He's bluffing.
Don't anybody move. I'll open the door.
Hello, Mr. Kenton.
Hello, Bradley.
We traced Joe Blake to the edge of your estate. I thought we'd better look in for...
Just in time, Steve. Put up your hands and step into the room.
What goes on here?
The cops are going to be in on the scene of the crime instead of coming in after the crime's over. I'm going to take some jewels and do a little exterminating. But first, I'm going to make these guys do a little talking. I want to know which one of you guys tipped off Steve about me. Say something, Mike.
This guy's crazy. Says we made him steal the stuff.
That the voice you heard on the phone, Steve?
No.
What have you got to say, Freddie?
It wasn't me. I tell you, it wasn't.
It must be him.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like him.
I thought so. Right between the eyes, Freddie.
Please, Joe, don't.
He won't shoot.
Hand over that gun, Joe. Give it to me.
Oh! He did it. I told you he meant it.
You're crazy, Joe. You're crazy.
I killed a cop, so why should I worry about killing a couple of rats like you? Start talking, Mike. Tell him you guys forced me to open that safe.
You can't bluff me. There's no proof of such a thing.
No? All right, Sergeant. Check Mike's fingerprints on the glass-top desk. Step on it.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Kenton, look in the second drawer of the safe. You'll find my cigarette case wrapped in a handkerchief.
What? By George, he's right.
I put it there the night I opened the safe. Let the sergeant compare the prints with the ones on the desktop. I've been near that safe since the night the stones disappeared.
What are you trying to pull, Joe?
You have no police record, Mike. I didn't want you to go through life like that, so I fixed one up for you. Remember the night you forced me into this? I offered you a cigarette? Well, you got a record now, Mike.
Well, Mike's prints on the desk check with the ones in the cigarette case.
And how about that photo of prints you found on that safe I was supposed to have opened several years ago? You brought them along?
Say, why, they're all the same. They all check.
Now you guys start talking. Go on, tell it all.
I'll tell nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right between the eyes, Freddie. Right between the eyes.
Tell him, Mike. Tell him he means it.
I'll tell him nothing.
Joe!
Well, that finishes Freddie. Are you ready to talk, Mike?
Yeah, I'll talk, Joe. I'll talk.
You robbed that department store. You planted my cigarette case there. You copped it at the lunchroom, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I had nothing to do with that job. And you did force me to open this safe, didn't you? My cigarette case proves that.
Yeah, that's right. I'll admit it. You're innocent, Joe.
All right. There you are, Steve. You can get up now.
Yeah, very nicely handled, Joe.
Hey, I thought you was... I've been framed.
Pour some water on Freddie. Joe was using blanks.
Hey, Joe. No, Joe, I'll tell everything. Everything.
Nothing more to tell, Freddie. It's all been told.
Well, that certainly leaves you in the clear, Joe. And, Joe, I want to apologize for everything.
Okay, Lieutenant. Apologies accepted.
Merry Christmas, Joe.
Same to you, Steve. And tell Timmy that Della and I will be down to see him in the morning.
Well, there you are. Everything worked out very nicely, just as everything should, but seldom does. But there's something I should explain about the person who tipped Steve off as to where to find Joe. It wasn't Mike, and it wasn't Freddie. No, it was Joe himself. It was Joe who phoned Steve, knowing it would give Steve an impetus, a new start in his career of sleuthing. And it really worked. And it saved Timmy's life, and Joe's too, for that matter.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Whistler is written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originates from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week at 9:30...
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you another unusual tale. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. Wait a minute. Have you heard the strange tales of the Whistler?
Whistler.
I may be the district attorney, but if my son is guilty, he can pay the penalty like anyone else. I'll prosecute him. Then, Blake, I'll start on you.
Sunday night, and again, CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the unusual story of the Weakling. Young Clyde Banning, son of District Attorney Banning, steps out of a nightclub following a gay New Year's Eve party. An expensive limousine pulls up to the curb, and Clyde gets in. Clyde has done some careless driving lately, had his driver's license revoked, and is now forced to be driven about by Rawlins, the family chauffeur.
Where to now, Mr. Banning?
Let's go home, Rawlings.
Not yet, Clyde.
Hey, look. What are you doing in here? I thought you were still in the club.
I didn't think you even knew I was there.
Well, I saw you a couple of times.
Why have you been avoiding me, Clyde? You know how it hurts me. What's happened?
Take Miss Blake home, Rawlins.
No, I won't go home. I won't be brushed off like this without an explanation. You know how much I love you, Clyde, and I can't go on like this any longer.
Please, Ellen, this is no time to make a scene.
Clyde, you know you love me. Let's get married right now, tonight.
Please, let's not talk about it now.
I will talk about it now.
Rawlins, pull up, please.
I won't get out, Clyde. I won't.
I'll drive, Rawlins. You can take a cab home.
You'll drive, but listen.
Go on,
here.
Rawlins. I'll take Miss Blake home.
Don't take me home, Clyde. I've got to talk to you. Please, drive down to the Ocean Highway.
All right. All right, but cut out the melodrama.
Why have you changed so, Clyde? Why can't we get married?
You know as well as I. My father is district attorney, and he's out to crack that graft situation wide open. He knows who the big boss of the racket is, and he's going to get his scalp. Send him to the pen.
But what's that to do with us?
You know that Jim Blake is the big boss. Your own father.
But we have our own lives to live.
If I married you, Dad'd throw me out on my ear.
What, of that we could get along?
How? Your father won't have a dime when this is over. Besides, Dad is up for re-election. How would it look? DA's son marries convict's daughter.
I thought you really loved me.
Well, I've always liked you, Ellen, but it just won't work. It isn't fair to Dad.
Then you don't want to marry me?
I've told you how I feel about it.
What a ridiculous fool I've been.
Now, don't start that hysterical stuff
I've
again.
hoped against hope that you weren't trying to get rid of me, but now I know. You're a low, spineless jellyfish. You didn't love me. You couldn't.
Stop shouting.
I won't stop. I wish everyone could hear me. Could know what a despicable rotter you are.
Shut up! No, stop it, you little fool. Ellen! Good Lord! Ellen! Ellen! Oh, Lord. Her face. Ellen. Ellen, darling. I'd better get a doctor. Maybe she... No, shouldn't move her. Yes, that's it. Get help.
Yes, Clyde. Better get help. There, just ahead, the low lights of a service station. Hurry, Clyde. Maybe she's still alive. What's the trouble, Clyde? You're slowing down.
Well, they might think I did it. Think I pushed her out. She's dead. She must be. No one knows. Better drive on.
You've passed it now, Clyde. You've really fixed things now. You should have stopped. Clyde's fear increases with every mile. He slips the car into the garage and hurries quietly to his room. But he doesn't sleep, not a wink. His head throbs, and with every thump of his heart, Ellen's words ring in his ears.
Low, spineless jellyfish. Low, spineless jellyfish.
Ellen, please, I didn't mean it. Forgive me, please.
District Attorney Banning sits at breakfast with his attractive wife, Marcia. Marcia is Clyde's stepmother. The district attorney scans his morning paper as Clyde, pale and worn, slips into his place at the table.
What do you think of that?
What is it, Henry? Jim Blake's daughter was found dead on the Ocean Highway early this morning.
Oh, they found? On the Ocean Highway?
Oh, good morning, son. How have you been?
Oh, I guess I overslept.
Really? Looks as though you hadn't slept at all.
Have a big evening? Too much champagne?
No. Gee, that's terrible about Blake's daughter. What happened to her?
I think she was thrown out of a car. Probably some enemy of Blake's. I dare say he has plenty.
Thrown out? Does it say that?
Yes. Well, I'd better go down to the office.
Well, maybe she jumped out.
Not likely. Venture to say she was pushed out, all right.
Why don't you have some coffee, Clyde? Help that hangover.
I haven't got a hangover.
What in the name of heaven's wrong with you? You better take some aspirin, son. Go back to bed.
Well, you're going to the office today? It's New Year's Day. Never go down there on a holiday.
Going down for an hour or so. Will it upset your plans by any chance?
I haven't got any plans.
And what's bothering you?
Something's wrong with you, Clyde.
Nothing's wrong with me, and nothing's bothering
Just
me.
a moment. Who are you shouting at?
I'm not shouting at.
I think you'd better go on back to your room. Go to bed. You're a bit too unpleasant to suit me.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Marcia.
That's all right, darling.
I'll feel all right after a while. I guess I did have too much champagne.
Never seen Clyde like this.
Well, you've only been around him a year, Marcia. He's a moody type, has spells, but he's a good boy. You'll learn all his little quirks in time. Well, I'll run along, darling. Be back in an hour or so.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Clyde.
Yes? What is it, Thompson?
Rawlings, the chauffeur, would like to see you, sir.
Oh, yeah? All right, send him in.
He'd see you, Rawlings.
What do you want, Roland?
I'd like to have a little talk with you, Clyde.
Yeah? What's on your mind?
Where did you go last night after you dismissed me?
What business is that of yours?
Well, I just thought I'd ask you. Got in around 2:30, didn't you, Clyde?
What of it?
Thought maybe you knew what happened to Ellen Blake.
I took her home. What happened after that, I don't know.
She kind of put the pressure on you, didn't she?
What do you mean?
I heard her. Heard every word you both said. She said she was determined to get married.
So what?
Well, it wouldn't be so good for you if I was to tell about last night.
No?
Oh, you made a big mistake when you let me out of that car. If you let me drive her home, why, you might not be in this jam.
Who said I was in a jam?
I say so.
What if you do tell what you know? That doesn't prove anything.
Oh, I got better proof than that.
What?
Ellen Blake's handbag. I found it in the car this morning. Here it is.
What?
Her initials on it, some personal effects inside.
Oh, yeah?
Now, I'm the only one who knows about all this. If I talk, you're certain to get a rope around your neck.
I didn't kill her. She jumped out.
Yeah? Can you prove that?
No.
If I tell about the argument and establish the time, you wouldn't have a chance.
I didn't kill her, I tell you.
How'd you like trying convincing a jury on that?
No.
Well. But, you know, I don't have to say a word about it, Clyde.
Why should you?
It all depends on you.
What do you want?
Oh, I could use a little money.
How much?
$2,000 or $3,000.
What? Where would I get that much?
You get a nice allowance every month.
You're a dirty rat, Rollins. I didn't like your looks when you came here 3 weeks ago. I thought you looked like a crook. I'll have you fired.
I don't think you will. You can't afford to.
Do I get the handbag?
No, not until you pay off in full.
Suppose I tell you to go to the devil.
And you'll be in jail within an hour. I mean business.
Okay. Okay, I'll pay as much as I can each month.
I don't want to wait too long.
I'll try to get it as soon as possible. I want that handbag.
You'll get it, kid. When I get the $3,000. Good afternoon, madame.
What do you mean, coming into my room without knocking?
And how is madame today?
What do you want?
I want to wish you a happy new year.
Well, of all the nerve. You get out of here.
Now, don't get excited. I thought you might like to talk to me.
What do you mean?
Well, I've got a little information that might be of interest to you.
Information? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Clyde.
What about him?
Well, I was just wondering what would happen if your husband had to prosecute his own son for the murder of the daughter of the man he's out to break.
Are you crazy? What do you mean?
Clyde murdered Ellen Blake. Threw her out of the car.
What? How do you know that?
She was in love with Clyde. He was trying to shake her. I drove them away from a nightclub last evening. They had a very serious argument. And then he let me out and drove the car himself.
That doesn't mean anything.
Ellen Blake was killed about 1 a.m. Clyde came in about 2.
Good heavens.
This morning I found his handbag in the car. It's Ellen Blake's. If I were to tell what I know about it and produce his handbag, Clyde would have a rope placed around his neck by his own father. I doubt very much that the DA would ever be reelected.
How could Clyde do such a thing?
Well, he must have lost his head. She was pretty insistent.
But you don't have to say anything about this.
Oh, I wouldn't have to.
If this came out, Henry would be ruined.
That's just what I mean. Now, you wouldn't want that to happen, would you?
No.
And it's all up to you.
Up to me?
Yes, if I cover up a murder, it might affect my conscience. I might worry a lot. But my conscience might be sad.
What do you want?
Well, it ought to be worth about $3,000.
Why, that's ridiculous. I have no such amount.
Then get it.
How could I explain what I wanted with $3,000?
That's your worry, not mine, baby.
Do you know what they can do to you for blackmail?
Now, this isn't blackmail, honey. No, I'm not threatening to divulge someone's past. It's bigger than that. As a matter of fact, you're going to bribe me to withhold a piece of important evidence. So you see, I hold the aces.
Get out of here. Get out.
Okay. But I know somebody who has a lot of dough, and I'd just as soon turn the information over to Blake as anyone else. I just want to give you a break.
How about this diamond bracelet?
Oh, yeah, that'll help. But it'll be hard to get rid of. I'd rather have cash.
All right, I'll give you these diamonds, and you can hold them until I get the cash.
Fair enough. Hand them over. Thanks. You know, I thought that you'd see things in the right way. Goodbye, honey.
Get out of here. You rotten thief.
Oh, listen to her.
As the days pass, Clyde and Marcia are both turning over every cent they can get hold of to Rawlins. But the going is difficult, and Rawlins becomes more insistent. Then one day, Clyde gets a message to visit the big boss, Jim Blake, Ellen's father.
I was told you wanted to see me, Mr. Blake.
Yeah. Sit down, kid.
Thank you.
Everything working out all right?
What do you mean?
You look a little worried, kid. I thought maybe something was disturbing your sleep.
Oh, well, I've been having headaches. I think it's my eyes.
Been seeing things, have you? In the dark?
No, I haven't been seeing things. I don't know what you're getting at, but nothing's bothering me.
Just when was it that you started meeting my daughter, Ellen?
I don't know what you mean.
Quit playing dumb. I found out about it today.
Who told you such a thing?
Does your father know about you and Ellen? I'll bet not.
Now, look here. If you think you can stop Father in this investigation by trying to frame something on me, you're crazy. You can't get away with it. I'll spill the whole thing.
Oh, you will?
Yes, I will. You're a crook. When my father gets through with you, you'll be behind the bars for the rest of your life.
When I'm put behind bars, kids, you'll be dangling from the end of a rope.
What are you trying to accuse me of?
The murder of my daughter.
Murder? I didn't kill her.
Can you prove that?
There's no proof that I did.
I've got a witness, kid, and he's ready to talk when I say the word.
Witness? That's ridiculous. Why should I want to kill Ellen?
Because she was in love with you, and you wanted to shake her because you were afraid your father would kick if you married her. Your father's out to get me, and I'm determined to beat him to the draw.
I didn't kill her, I tell you.
Ellen left that nightclub with your car New Year's Eve. You had an argument. She wanted to get married. When she got too insistent, you dismissed the chauffeur and drove the car yourself. And out on the ocean highway, you threw her out on the rocks.
I didn't.
Did you stop? Did you look at her? Her face mangled to a pulp, her body broken to bits on those rocks?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't.
I've got a witness to the argument and the time element.
You can't scare me.
I just talked to Rawlins, your chauffeur. He knows what time you got in, and he found Ellen's purse in the car.
I don't believe it. Where's the purse?
Rawlins has it. He'll produce it when you get to trial, and your own father will have to prosecute you. Oh, I'll enjoy that. Too bad about that purse, kid. If you'd found the purse and Rawlins didn't know what he knows, you might have gotten away with it. But you're stuck now, stuck with Rawlins and the purse, and your own father will have to tie the rope around your neck.
Rawlins is a liar.
It'll hold in court. The jury will believe him.
He's a dirty liar. I could kill him.
Kill him? You wouldn't do that.
Well, he isn't fit to live.
Well, you aren't either. But I'm going to give you a chance to keep out of the noose. I'll keep Rawlins from talking if you get me a couple of letters.
What letters?
Your father has them. They have my signature on them. You can get them very easily. You get those papers, and I'll put the quietus on Rawlins. They're addressed to the county supervisor. Your father intends to use them against me. I want them. Is that clear?
Yeah.
You get the papers, and we're both in the clear. Understand?
Yeah, you understand.
All right. I'll give you till tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. You can go now.
Yeah.
Remember, 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Saturday night passes. Then Sunday dawns with the most startling discovery. Rollins, the chauffeur, has been found dead, shot to death in his apartment over the garage. No evidence is discovered, no weapon, no fingerprints, nothing. Now it is late afternoon.
Oh, this is a fine mess. A murder in my own home.
Everything will come out all right, Henry. You're certain to find the person who did it.
Oh, yes, he may have had some enemies. After all, we know very little about him. He'd only been here a short while.
Don't you understand? I'm the district attorney. Murder has been committed in my own home. Why, if I can't bring this to a solution, I'll be a laughingstock. I'll never be reelected.
We're trying to help you, Henry.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but this has got to be kept from the police department. Once they get into it, it'll be plastered all over the front pages of every newspaper in town. Yes. I'll have to handle this from my own office.
Well, neither one of us has been out of the house, and we haven't told anyone. What are you worried about?
Surely, a man like Rollins could have had many enemies. Who knows what he'd been mixed up in?
Captain Stone to see you, Mr. Banning.
Captain... Oh. Yes, I was afraid of that. All right. Show him in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Banning.
Oh, good afternoon, Captain Stone. Well, what are you doing out this way?
We heard about your chauffeur.
Really? And who told you?
Oh, friend. Body hasn't been moved, has it?
No, Inspector Stone, it hasn't. Mm-hmm. Still in the room over the garage.
Well, come on, Skelton. Let's have a look. You don't mind, do you, Mr. Banning?
Why, no. No, of course not.
Well, thank you. We'll be back in a moment.
All right. You know, I've got a strange feeling that Jim Blake knows something about this.
Blake? Why do you think that?
I don't know. He's just the type to think of something like this. Yes, a perfect setup for him. A murder in my own home. Nothing would please him better.
Why would Blake resort to anything like this?
Why? Because my dear Blake is in a tough spot. Yes. The more I think about it, the more right I think I am. Well, I'm going to have a talk with him.
Well, I don't think Blake had anything to do with it.
Really? What do you know about it?
Well, nothing, Father.
Then please allow me to handle this in my own way.
Henry, why must you be so harsh?
I'm sorry, Father. I think you should keep away from Blake.
Why?
I don't know. I just think you should.
Yes. Well, when I want your opinion, son, I'll ask for it.
Well, here you are, Mr. Banning. We found it.
Found what?
We found this revolver behind the garage.
Well,
No, don't touch it. We want to check for fingerprints.
Oh, of course, I know better than to touch it.
Fingerprints? Maybe there are none on it.
We'll check it just the same.
Well, the killer would be a fool to leave his prints on the gun. How do you know it is the gun?
We'll find out. Ballistics will know.
How will they know who the gun belongs to? Maybe it isn't the gun.
We already know who killed him. All we need is proof.
No. How do you know? Who did it?
Your son did it.
What?
We were tipped off.
My son?
That's right.
Are you crazy? Why should Clyde kill him? He hardly knew him.
Look, Mr. Banning, you think I'd come to your house snooping around unless I had a very good reason?
Where did you get your tip?
Well, I'd rather not say.
Who's his friend? Come on, you'd better tell me. I'll bring it out eventually.
All I know is that we were tipped off about the murder and told who did it. Your son threatened to kill Rawlins.
Who told you that?
Jim Blake. He heard him say it.
Where did you see Blake, Clyde?
I don't know what they mean.
Ask Jim Blake. Come on, Skelton. Let's check that gun with ballistics.
A few hours later, Boss Jim Blake stands in the study facing the district attorney. There is a tense moment as each waits for the other to speak.
Well, Banning, what do you want?
I know what you're trying to pull, Blake. You're trying to get at me by framing my son with a murder.
I'm not trying to frame him. I just told the police that I heard Clyde threaten to kill Rawlins.
So far, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence. Clyde had no reason to kill Rawlins, and without a motive, Clyde is in the clear.
Yeah?
You had a scheme in mind to force me to drop that investigation, then your scheme went haywire. You pulled a boner.
What do you mean, boner?
If Clyde had threatened Rollins' life, the natural thing for a man in your situation to have done was to approach me instead of the police.
Why?
Well, you wanted those letters, didn't you? How could you possibly make a deal for those letters now that you've made your information public?
I'm way ahead of you, Banning. I'm not so dumb as all that. I'm still holding the aces.
What aces?
The ones I'll throw down for the letters.
I think you're bluffing, Blake.
I know why Clyde killed Rollins. I can supply the motive. I'll admit that without the motive, he'd be in the clear. But if I spilled the motive, he'd crack in 5 minutes.
I still think you're bluffing.
I know you've got a cinch case against me with those letters. But with what I know, I've got a cinch case against your son that will send him to the gallows. Not only that, but if I do spill it, you wouldn't dare show your face in this town again.
Sounds pretty gruesome. I can't imagine what it could possibly be.
I'll say you can't. Clyde is really in it up to his neck.
You really think he's guilty?
Certainly, but whether he is or not, he had the motive. And the motive for killing Rollins will lead to something that can be definitely proved.
You mean material evidence?
I do. So in order to prosecute me, you'll be forced to prosecute your own son. I'll see to that. Now, you hand over those letters, and we'll all be in the clear. Believe me, Banning, I'm not bluffing.
Blake, if you're telling the truth, then we're both in a very unfortunate position. You're a crook, and I happen to be a stickler for duty. I can't be bribed.
You mean you'd actually prosecute your own son?
I do. And if he's guilty, he can take the consequences. I don't believe he is, but I know you are.
I think you're crazy.
And I still think you're bluffing.
Try me.
I'll call your bluff.
All right, but you'll change your mind, Banning. If you don't, you're a bigger fool than I've ever come across.
Let's have it.
Get your son in here.
All right. Marcia, bring Clyde in here.
Yes, Henry.
What a sap you are, Banning. Over a couple of punk letters. Duty. Lot of bourgeois.
You want me, Father?
Oh, you can come in too, Marcia.
Yes, Henry.
What are you doing here?
Well, kid, I've been having a little chat with your righteous father. He sent for me. He's a little stupid. He wants to be enlightened. Maybe you can help him.
Yeah?
Clyde, I understand you paid a visit to Mr. Blake.
Huh?
Go on. Better tell him, Clyde.
What were you doing there, Clyde?
Well, Blake sent for me.
Why?
What? He wanted to talk to me.
What about?
Well, about what's he been saying?
I told him what you said to me.
Said about what?
About Rollins.
What did I say about Rollins?
What did you say, Clyde?
Nothing. He's lying.
Lying about what? We haven't said anything yet.
He tried to get me to steal something.
Steal something?
Now we're getting someplace.
Wanted you to steal some letters out of my safe.
Yes. He offered me a lot of money.
Money? I didn't even mention money. I didn't have
Yes,
to.
he did.
What inducement would money be to you, Clyde? You always get everything you want.
I offered you something better than money, kid.
What was it, Clyde?
He threatened me. Threatened to kill me.
How do you like that? You're in a tough spot, kid. You better start talking. You threatened to kill Rollins.
I did not.
I heard you.
Why did you make that threat?
Well, I was just talking. I didn't mean it. I couldn't kill anybody.
But you did say it.
But I didn't mean it.
What had you done? What did he know? Something prompted you to say it. Now, what was it?
Nothing. I haven't done anything.
You killed Rollins. You said you would.
I didn't kill him.
You killed him to shut his mouth.
What did he know, Clyde?
Blake's lying. He's just trying to scare me.
I'll scare you. You killed Rollins to keep him from telling what he knew about you and my daughter, Ellen.
What? Your daughter?
She was in love with Clyde and wanted him to marry her. He tried to shake her, but when she got too insistent, he threw her out of his car, murdered her.
I did not. I didn't.
Rollins heard them arguing. Clyde dismissed him and drove the car himself. Rollins found Ellen's purse in the car next morning. Rollins told
He's
me.
lying.
I told him Rollins wouldn't talk if Clyde got me the letters, but he killed Rollins instead.
Was Ellen Blake in your car the night she died?
Yes.
Did you dismiss the chauffeur?
Yes, but I didn't kill her. She jumped out. She jumped out deliberately.
Why didn't you tell this?
Well, I was going to, but then I got afraid they think I killed her.
Rollins tried to blackmail Clyde, then double-crossed Clyde and came to me.
Where's the purse?
Clyde probably has it. That's why he killed him.
I haven't got it. I don't know where it is. I couldn't find it.
Then you were in Rollins' apartment over the garage.
Yes, but I didn't kill him. I didn't kill Ellen.
Believe you. Yeah? Now, what do you have to say, Mr. Banning? Do I hold the aces?
No. I'll bring it to trial. I'll find that purse, if there is a purse. And if he's proven guilty, he can pay the penalty like anyone else. And then, Blake, I'll start on you.
You're a fool, Banning. You're crazy.
Come in.
Well, here we are, Mr. Banning. Got quite a bit of dope on this Rollins killing.
What now?
There were no fingerprints on that gun, but it was definitely the murder weapon. Ballistics checked it.
Well, still doesn't prove my son fired the gun.
That's right. But we did manage to trace the original ownership.
And what did you learn?
Well, here it is. The gun was purchased 4 years ago in Seattle.
By whom?
By Patricia Rollins.
Patricia Rollins?
Mm-hmm.
Did you check on Patricia Rollins? Who was she?
Yeah, we checked on her. We also checked on Rollins. Patricia Rollins was your chauffeur's wife. They both have a police record. Rollins was a confidence man, 3 convictions. Wife Patricia was implicated as an accomplice.
Anything else?
Yes, Rollins disappeared into Mexico 3 years ago. Finally turned up here. Rollins must have had the gun in his possession. Or the wife had it. In which case, she could have killed him.
Quite possible. You'd better try to locate the wife.
Oh, here's a picture. We should be able to locate her without much trouble.
What do you mean? Good Lord. Marcia,
Yes, Henry.
look at this photo. You know who this is?
Yes, Henry.
Sorry, Mrs. Banning. We'll check your fingerprints with these on police record just to make sure.
You don't need to check them. They're mine.
Marcia, don't.
Why not, Clyde?
It doesn't prove anything. Maybe somebody got into the apartment and killed him with his own gun.
That's just what happened. He did have the gun, but I killed him. 3 years ago, he deserted me. Later, I heard he was dead. Then after I'd married Henry, he turned up here. I knew what he was going to do eventually. But I was in love with Henry. Then when he found the purse, he used it to blackmail me. And when he double-crossed both Clyde and me by going to Blake, we determined to get the purse. But he caught us ransacking his apartment. He pulled the gun and struck me. We all fought for it. Clyde wrestled with him, and I got the gun and shot him.
Why did you tell Marcia? Why?
Why not? It doesn't matter now.
Tell me, did she shoot in self-defense, Clyde?
Certainly. He'd have killed us both.
Well, that will clear you of the Rawlins charge.
But what about Ellen? He still killed Ellen.
Captain Stone, there's a missing purse. Ellen Blake's purse. I want it. You can start looking in Rawlins' apartment. I'm going through with this, Blake, regardless of the consequences.
Take a look at him, Captain. A man who'd sacrifice his own son, his own life, for a couple of measly little letters. What a set.
But District Attorney Banning, a determined man, goes through with his promise. The case against his son is in preparation. The day of the opening of the trial is set. Then the missing purse is found, and in it is a note to Clyde, written and signed by Ellen Blake. Go on, read it, Clyde.
Dearest Clyde, I've tried every way to reach you. I know now that you've been avoiding me. I can't go on. I know your faults, but I love you. I can't help it. So I'm going to kill myself. I don't know how, but some way will present itself. Goodbye, Clyde. I hope you find the happiness I've been denied. I love you, Ellen.
Well, there you are. Ellen Blake did jump from Clyde's car. And Clyde, even though he did seem a weakling, was able to fight when it came to a showdown. And Marcia, because of her great love for Banning, was willing to sacrifice everything for him. So Clyde is cleared, Marcia is acquitted, and Blake is sent to prison. And that is the end of a story which might have ended very tragically had it not been for the note in Ellen's purse. Very convenient, that note.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Whistler is written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originates from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week, 9:30.
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you another unusual tale. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
You're one of the country's greatest magicians, Cartier, so I'll give you a good trick to do. I'll give you till Saturday to get that money.
I don't like your attitude, Grolberg. I'll pay you that money when I get good and ready.
Sunday night, and again, CBS presents The Whistler.
I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. And so I tell you tonight the strange story, The Nemesis. A big railroad station in America's biggest city Many people here, many lonely people, many desolate souls, many strange people. Look over there, standing beside that exit, a beautiful girl with blue eyes and blonde hair. Lovely creature. Beside her stands a man, a dark, silent man. The blonde and the silent man search the crowd from the incoming trains feverishly. Then suddenly the beautiful blonde speaks.
Lou, there he is. That's Cartier.
Where?
The swanky one with the Homburg hat and the cane.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, Sandra. I'll get him.
See you later. You know what to do.
I know. So long, Sandra.
Lou, the dark, silent one, slips quickly through the crowd and steps up behind the man in the Homburg hat.
Your name Cartier?
What?
Cartier the Great? The magician?
Why, that's right. Who are you?
Doesn't matter. Just start walking.
What'd you say?
Out the door. That's a gun in your ribs, Mr. Cartier, so just keep walking.
What does this mean? I demand an explanation.
Just keep walking. To that cab at the curb.
Where are you taking me?
You'll be surprised.
Yes, Cartier, you will be surprised. You're going to the very place you planned not to go. But here you are, Cartier, right in front of it. A tall office building on 42nd Street.
All right. Get out, Cartier. You know where you are now.
Grolberg. It's Grolberg.
Get out. And no funny moves. I'll go along with you.
Careful, Cartier. Very careful across the walk into the elevator and up to the 7th floor. Well, here we are, the 7th floor.
All right, I'll leave you here, Cartier. Go on in.
What does he want? What does Grolberg want?
I don't know, buddy. But go on in. You'll find out. See you later.
Oh, there you are, Grolberg. Well, what a surprise. I really didn't expect to find you here this time of night.
And why did you come?
Oh, I wanted to see you.
Did you? I sent someone to see that you did come.
Well, now, wait a minute. I resent this. I'm getting a new manager tomorrow.
No, you're not. Not tomorrow or any other day.
Wait a minute. Are you threatening me, Grolberg?
That depends. Where is it?
What?
The $2,000 you owe me.
Oh, well, I had a little trouble.
You used that the last trip.
Well, I'm sorry to say I haven't a cent, but I'll get it now. Give me a little time.
I've given you 2 years.
You'll get it. You act as though I was trying to beat you out of it.
You would if you got half a chance. Now, get this. I need that money, and I need it right away. I'm giving you exactly 5 days to dig it up.
But I haven't got it.
Then get it. I'll be waiting here at 6 o'clock next Saturday night. And believe me, Cartier, you'd better have it.
And if I don't?
And I'll blackball you in every agency in the country. I'll see that you never work in vaudeville again.
You wouldn't dare.
Wouldn't I?
Goldberg, I'll pay you that $2,000. When I get ready.
Saturday night.
No bushy-haired, fat-face like you's going to threaten me. I don't need you. I can get a booking any day in the week.
Try it.
I don't like your nasty attitude. Good night, Grolberg.
Wait a minute, Cartier. How would you like to dig up 3,000 instead of 2?
What do you mean?
Take a look at this. Ever see this check before?
George Welton, $1,000.
Notice your signature. And see what it says? No account in this bank. You know, you shouldn't pay gambling debts with rubber checks.
Where'd you get that?
Georgie Welton needed some money, so I took it off his hands. Georgie's my partner now.
What are you going to do with it?
Keep it till 6 on Saturday night. You don't hand over the money, this goes to the DA. 6 o'clock, Cartier.
You're a swine, Grover.
You'll get the money?
No. No, not by Saturday, not 10 years from Saturday.
That final?
Yes, that's final.
Okay, too bad. This is the end of a great career.
You can go to the devil. Better get booking. Who'll I see first? Matt Rubicam.
Well, here you are, Cartier, standing in his office. It's Tuesday morning. You've got till Saturday.
Good morning. May I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see Mr. Rubicam. Cartier is the name.
Mr. Cartier to see you, Mr. Rubicam. Oh, yes, sir. He says he can't see you, Mr. Cartier. He's in conference.
What?
I'm sorry.
Nat Bromley, there's a swell guy. Tried to sign me up for years.
It's Wednesday now. Not much time left. Hurry, Cartier.
Nat, how are you?
I'm busy.
Look, I want to talk to you about a booking.
Leave your number with the boy.
Bromley, I wouldn't let you handle me if you begged me on your knees. I'm Cartier the Great. I'm big time. I'll show him.
It's Wednesday now. Only 2 days left. Harry Masnick. Tackle him.
Hello, Harry. How goes it?
Oh, hello, Cartier.
I want to talk over that offer you made me.
What offer?
Why, any one of the 10 you made me last year.
You don't seem to remember any offer.
What? Are you kidding?
What do you do?
Now, wait a minute. Get down off your high horse, Harry.
Sorry, magic ain't going this season. I could place a dog act.
If I didn't think you were kidding, I'd take a poke at you. Grolberg, that dirty rat. I didn't think he'd do it. Cut me out as clean as a whistle. This is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, and the next day is... What was it Grolberg said?
The end of a great career.
This is Saturday. Not much time now. Time. That's what you want, Cartier. Time, remember? Hurry. It's 5 till 6. Grolberg's waiting.
Hello, Grolberg.
Oh, hello.
Now, look, Grolberg, have a heart, will
What do you want?
I didn't think you'd go through with it. I can't get booking any place. Now, how do you expect me to pay you back?
You said you didn't intend to.
I know, but I've got a proposition to make about that check.
Nothing doing. You made your choice.
Now, you're not really going to turn it over to the DA?
With pleasure.
I see. Hey, what's that gun on your desk for?
Gun? Oh. I figured you'd be coming back, but I wasn't sure just what frame of mind you'd be in.
You expect me to believe that?
I don't care whether you do or not.
You know what I think?
I'm listening.
I think your back's against the wall. I think you're broke and you're facing something unpleasant.
Well, if I am, you aren't helping much.
I might.
How?
I've got a ring here that's worth at least $2,000.
Oh, I don't want any ring.
Now, wait a minute. Take a look at it. It's a cat's eye.
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks 4 miles deep. Notice the cut, the coloring, the depth of it.
Yeah.
This ring is worth money, Grolberg. A lot more than that check. I can't pay you all I owe, and maybe you can't pay all you owe, but a little would help us both.
Yeah?
You notice the fire in it? You see? You notice how it flares? Yeah. You're broke, Grolberg. You're broke. That's it. You're a failure. You haven't a chance. You're through. Look at this ring. This ring for the check. Okay. Give me the ring. There's only one way out for you, Grolberg. Better take that gun on your desk and use it for a one-way ticket. That's the best way out for you. You're a failure. You're washed up. You're through.
A failure. Washed up. Through.
Sorry, Grolberg. Good night.
Tom? Oh, Mr. Cartier.
What time is it?
5 after 6.
Thanks. Good night. See you in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Hello there, Billy. Give me a hand with these buckets, will you?
Sure. Well, what floor are you starting on tonight?
7. Mamie's taking them up to 6. There we are.
That's got it.
Work. At 65, I should have a place of me own with a garden. And here I am, slaving away at $12 a week.
Ain't much. But I only make 17, and I got a wife who likes clothes.
I heard that before.
Here you are.
Thanks. I'll ring when I'm ready for the next floor. Oh, what's that?
A shot. Come from right across the hall.
Grolberg's office.
Come on. Gee whiz. It's Grolberg.
Shot himself. Holy Mother, get the police.
Now the same night, and we are standing at an open window, 8 flights up, still in Manhattan. That wide space out there is Washington Square. Yes, we're on Washington Square South, Greenwich Village. Artists, sculptors, models, actors, poets, and paupers. Behind you, in this cheap apartment, a party's in progress.
Oh, come on, folks. How about another drink?
Okay, make mine a Tom Collins.
I'll have a Cuba Libre.
Help yourself in the kitchen. That's the best way. What's wrong with you, Sandra?
Nothing's wrong. Why?
Oh, come on now. Why mope? Cheer up.
Hey, Jerry, who else is coming tonight?
Oh, quite a crowd.
Do you know who I like?
No, who?
That big, good-looking football player from Oklahoma. You know, the one he laughs all the time.
Ralph Brent?
Yeah, I like him. He's wealthy, isn't he?
Oh, that is why you like him. Who else is coming?
Well, remember Cartier, the magician?
Oh,
He said
yes.
he'd try to come.
Oh, maybe he'll do some of his tricks again. Oh, golly, it's hot in here.
Well, Ricardo, open that window in the kitchen. Get a breeze in there, huh?
Oh, somebody's at the door.
Hello, Cartier. Glad you could make it. You know everybody. Make yourself at home. Refreshments in the kitchen. Help yourself.
Thanks. Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, Cartier.
I think you know everybody. Sandra Hale. Cartier the Great.
Oh, yes, the magician. Yes, I should say I do know him.
Hello, Sandra. How are you? Will you help me in the kitchen?
Why, can't you pull your drinks out of your hat?
yeah, but it's awful stuff.
Come along, then.
Now, let's see. What have we? Oh, yes. This is for me. How have you been, Sandra?
I hear you've been on the road a year.
That's right. Didn't you miss me? What have you been doing?
Modeling.
Modeling? Here, watch. There. Drink right out of your sleeve. Ever see that one?
Yes, too often. Better save your tricks for the crowd. They'll be jealous. Come on, let's join them.
All right.
Come on, Cartier. We're waiting to be hoodwinked. What have you got in your bag this time?
Oh, a few oldies, couple of new ones.
We don't care. I love them all.
Okay. Now, wait a minute. You see the scarf? Wait a minute. All right, here's the scarf. Now, nothing in it. I wave it twice in the air, pass it around the room, and then I place it gently on Bella's head. Now, I remove the scarf, and there you are.
What is it? What happened?
Well, feel the top of your head, Bella.
Ain't it there?
Oh, feel.
Okay. That's a dirty trick.
Oh, you scared her to death.
Oh, she'll get over it. It was a white mouse. Come on in here, Sandra. I want to talk to you. Tell me, who do you model for, Sandra?
I did do some fashion photographs.
Did?
Yes, but lately it's been slow.
How lately?
Well, as a matter of fact, I worked only 4 times this year.
Only 4 times.
Mm-hmm. My books show $100 in the past year.
Really? Well, why don't you try something else? Why waste time modeling?
What, for instance?
Oh, why don't you marry me, Sandra? You know I love you. I've always loved you.
Why don't you give me a job?
As what?
An assistant?
Say, I believe you've got something there. I'd like that.
Good. When do we start rehearsal?
Right now.
Now? Oh, this is so sudden.
Oh, there's a lot to learn. It takes several months of hard work.
I don't mind.
I've got several new ideas for next season, but I haven't decided on anything definite.
We could do a hypnotist act. I could be a stooge.
Hey, Cartier, come out of the kitchen. The big championship fight's on tonight. You want to listen? The preliminaries are on now.
Okay, just a minute. We're busy.
We can sure see that.
Sandra, have you ever been hypnotized?
Never. Why?
Well, it would make a terrific act.
Well, how do you know you can hypnotize me?
I could try.
Okay, try it.
All right. Here's a ring. Now, you gaze into it. Don't look away. Just keep gazing. You're going to sleep. The ring. You're getting drowsy. You can hear no sound but my voice. Repeat what I say.
I am going to sleep. I am getting drowsy. I can hear no sound but your voice.
No sound but my voice. Take this pad and pencil. Write. Jerry is a simpleton. Now, wake up. Sandra.
Huh? What? Oh, how do you know you can?
Can what?
Hypnotize me.
I've just done it. Isn't this your writing?
Well, yes, but I didn't write
Oh,
it.
but you did. You did. I saw you, and very good. Say.
But I wouldn't write anything like
Wait, let's try it again. Here, look in the light. Sleep. Sleep. My voice. My voice. You can only hear my voice. You're now asleep. Do you see Madison Square Garden? There's a fight going on. What round is it?
2.
If one man falls, tell me.
1 falls.
Which one? What are your cats?
Cats, they hold up the other's hand.
Sandra, wake up. Wake up!
Oh. What did I do?
Oh, nothing very important. Come with me, Ladies and gentlemen, quiet, please. I wish to make an announcement.
Oh, go ahead and make it.
From this day on, the act of Cartier the Great shall be billed as Cartier and Sandra. Yes, I've discovered a new partner. She is clairvoyant to the nth degree. I shall develop my new hypnotism act, and Sandra is to be my assistant. All right, okay. Come here, Sandra. Take this ring. Sit down. I'm going to show you, pighead, something. Now, all right, now, Jerry, now, I don't know who you've invited here tonight, and if I did, there's no way of our telling who will walk in the door next. Is that right? Yeah. Well, I'm going to hypnotize Sandra, and she's going to describe the one who'll enter next. All right, now, quiet. Wait a minute. Quiet, please. Sandra, sleep. Drowsy. Look into the future. Tell us, Sandra. Describe the person who will enter that door next. Speak.
A man. A small, thin man. Curly hair. A slight mustache. Eyes close together. Sunken chest. And he walks with a slight limp.
Hey, that's Georgie.
Georgie Welton.
Yeah, he's coming tonight. That's him exactly.
Did you say Georgie Welton?
Sure. You know him.
Yes, I know him.
The man.
She's saying something else.
The man. Oh, there's something wrong with him. He's in danger. In trouble. Yes, he doesn't know it. But he's approaching something terrible.
Sandra, wake up. Wake up!
Oh, what happened this time? What did I say? Well, why is everybody staring at me so strangely?
Oh, it's Georgie. For the love of Mike, where you been?
I've been busy.
Sandra was right. She guessed it. It was you.
Hey, what was me?
Oh, she sure hit it.
Oh, it is uncanny. How do you do it, Sandra?
What are you talking about?
That's what I want to know. Nothing, Georgie. Forget it. Go on out in the kitchen. Help yourself. Anything you want.
Yeah, thanks. Well, what's out here?
Hello, Georgie.
Cartier.
What's the matter, Georgie? You look a bit pale.
What are you doing here?
Waiting for you, Georgie. Where you been hiding?
What do you want?
I want to make a little deal about that check I gave you. I'd like to get it squared up.
What kind of a deal?
Well, you see, I'm a little short of cash right now, and I knew you could use some, so I thought I might give you this ring. It's worth a couple of $1,000. Be a good deal. How about it?
Well, I ain't got the check no more.
Where is it?
I sold it to Groberg.
Why'd you do that?
I needed the dough.
Well, you can get it back and still have some left.
Yeah, I could, only...
What's the matter with you?
Well, ain't you heard?
Heard what?
Groberg's dead.
Dead? When did this happen?
Well, this evening at his office. Say he committed suicide.
What do you know? Poor old Groberg. I guess he got up against the wall. Huh?
Yeah. Gee, I...
What's wrong?
I feel kind of sick and kind of dizzy.
It's pretty hot tonight. Come on over to the window. The air will help you. Here, drink this.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, about this check. I'd like to have it. Take a look at this ring. This ring would make it more than worth your efforts in getting that check into my hands. You understand? I don't want anything like that hanging over me when I can possibly avoid
it. Everybody happy? That's him. That's Ralph.
Oh, my football hero.
Ralph, where have you been?
Well, I got delayed over in Jersey. Hi, gang.
You know everybody.
Yeah, sure. Say, has the fight started yet? I got to hear that.
Oh, it's on now. Radio's in the bedroom. First round's just over.
Yeah, well, I'm betting kind of heavy on cats. Say, anybody want to bet? I'm offering 10 to 1.
How much you say you were offering?
10 to 1.
I'll take some of that.
Okay. How much?
Oh, I've got 200 to put on Murray.
Well, now, that's a bet. Are you sure you can spare it?
I'm worrying about you.
Don't worry about me. No, sir. Well, turn it up. I want to hear it.
They come into the ring dancing. There goes Katz. He's a little groggy after that last one, but you're working hard now. There. Katz lands a left to the jaw, a right, a left, onto the... Oh, a hard left to Murray's stomach. And Murray looks a little tired, but he's in there punching. Yes, he's in there. Yes, oh, he landed a left to Katz's button. And he's following it right through. A left to the jaw, another one. And there he goes. Katz is down. He's down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, He's out. Murray is the winner.
Turn it off. Well, you win, fella. Here you are.
Thank
Truth
you.
out.
Thank you.
Say, where'd you get that hunch, Katya?
I don't know, Jerry. I'm sure I don't know.
Oh, somebody else coming late, ain't they?
Yes?
What's going on here?
A party. Come on in, join us.
Thanks. On in, Murphy. Any of you people know George Welton?
Sure, we all do.
You know where he is?
He's here.
Oh, yeah, he's been here for some time.
Where is he?
Why, he's... Hey, who are you? What do you want?
Police headquarters.
Police?
What's he done?
I didn't say he done anything. Where is he?
Georgie? Hey, where is Georgie?
He was out in the kitchen.
Well, get him, Bella. What's he done, officer? You've been here all evening.
Hey, Jerry, he isn't here.
Well, look in the bedroom.
He's not here either. But how on earth did he get out?
You want to know?
Why keep us in the dark?
He went out through the window.
Why, that's ridiculous. There's no fire escape.
That's right. We just found him 8 stories below on the sidewalk. We found this note on him. He said he was sick and he was going to end it all. That makes it a clear case of suicide.
Oh, I
Suicide, huh? I thought he was acting funny.
Poor George. What a shame. I can't imagine what came over him.
Well, gee, she told us it was going to happen. I thought she was kidding.
Yeah, who told you?
Why, Sandra over there. She told us before George came in the room that he was approaching something terrible, that he was in trouble.
How'd she know that?
I don't know. We were kidding, and Katya hypnotized her, and she described Georgie as the next one to enter, and then she told about something going to happen to him.
Oh, is that so? Well, who is she?
Sandra Hale.
Sandra Hale. Are you Cartier?
That's right.
What do you know about this Sandra Hale?
Well, I found that she was a very easy subject to hypnotize.
Hey, I'll bet that's how he knew who was going to win that fight tonight.
Yes, that's right. Under hypnosis, she has an uncanny power to see into the future.
What's the matter with her now? Why is she sitting over there in the corner?
Yeah, what's she staring at?
I just better ask her a few questions.
I'd rather you didn't just now.
Oh, yes? Why not?
I hypnotized her and...
Yeah, why?
I wanted to see if she could tell me the winner in the derby tomorrow, and you came in, and that sort of broke my control. I found it very difficult to snap her out of it quickly. I'll let her alone for a few minutes, and I'll get her out.
What's she staring at? What's she got in her hand?
She's mumbling something.
Wait a minute. Whose ring is this she's holding?
It's mine. In order to put the subject under, he must stare into a shining object.
Miss Hale. Miss Hale.
I asked you not to bother her.
Yeah? Miss Hale. Why, she's in a trance. Miss Hale, did you see George Welton in trouble?
Falling through space. Dying. He's dead.
Did he jump?
Yes. No. He's being forced. Forced to do something.
Against his will?
Yes. He's writing. Writing something.
Hey, Joe, give me that suicide note, quick. Miss Hale, take this. Is he writing this note?
Yes. But he doesn't know it. Someone is dictating to him. I'm dictating to him.
You? What else do you see?
A shining object. It's blinding.
Go on.
Now he's sitting behind a desk.
The thin man? George?
No. He is bushy-haired and fat. He's high up. He is bushy-haired and fat, with a large nose, a mustache.
Sandra, wake up.
Leave
wake
her
up.
alone, will you? Leave her alone.
She's in bad shape. I tell you, something might happen to
Go on,
her.
a bushy-haired fat man at a desk. What's he doing?
There's a gun on the desk. He's staring at something. Something bright. He's saying something. No. Someone else is saying something. I am saying something to him.
Does this fat man have a gold front tooth?
Gold front tooth. Yes.
Hey, that's a perfect description of Goldberg, Georgie's partner.
Certainly is. He shot himself tonight. Is someone dictating to him?
Yes. I am.
You? Are you in the same room?
No. I am standing on the curb below. I am looking up and mumbling.
What are you mumbling?
Pick up gun. Only way out. Against your temple. Fire.
Let her alone. You're killing her. Sandra! Sandra!
What was the bright object he was staring at?
I don't know. Yes, I see it. I see it now.
Is it a ring?
Yes, a ring. A shining cat's eye. I must escape.
The same ring the thin man saw before he fell?
The same. I must escape.
Same you're staring at now?
The same. Cat's eye! Cat's eye! Got ye! I killed the post!
What do you know about this? Oh, I never seen nothing. Oh.
Well, Cartier, how do you like that? Hey, where is he?
Wait, Cartier's gone.
You dope, why didn't you stay at the door?
Well, I tried to.
Hey, anybody leave this room, Murphy?
Well, yeah, a fellow went upstairs, but nobody went down.
Upstairs, that's him. Murphy, downstairs and cover the elevator. Come on, Joe. He's probably making for the roof. We'll go after him.
Time. More time. One more floor. I need time. Time. One more floor. There it is. The door to the roof. 15 feet to that other roof. I can make it. I've got to make it. 15 feet or 15 stories straight down. 15 feet or 15 stories.
Cartier, stop! Don't jump!
Well, Cartier, there you are, 15 stories down. This is one trick you must. Maybe this is what Goldberg meant when he said,
"The end of a great career."
Too bad, Cartier, that you didn't know what I know. A woman was your nemesis, Cartier. Yes, a woman. A beautiful blonde with blue eyes. Remember Sandra? Yes, Sandra. You really hypnotized Goldberg and Georgie, and Sandra, too, the first time, but not the second time. Sandra was faking then. She was too strong-willed for you. She was faking. She suspected you, and for good reason. She had married Goldberg a month ago. It was Sandra who pointed you out to the man at the station. Yes, Cartier, a woman was your nemesis.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Whistler is written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originates from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week, same time.
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you another unusual tale. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.